Welcome to today's Catholic Daily Readings from Christus Dominus Bread of Life. A reading from the book of Exodus. Now Moses was pasturing the sheep of Jethro, his father-in-law, a priest of Midian, and when he had driven the flock into the interior part of the desert, he came to the mountain of God, Horeb, and the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire from the midst of a bush. And he saw that the bush was burning and was not consumed. Therefore Moses said, I will go and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. Then the Lord, discerning that he proceeded forward to see it, called to him from the midst of the bush, and he said, Moses, Moses, and he responded, Here I am. And he said, Do not approach here. Take off your shoes from your feet, for the place on which you stand is holy ground. And he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Moses covered his face, for he dared not look directly at God. For behold, the outcry of the sons of Israel has come to me, and I have seen their affliction, with which they are oppressed by the Egyptians. But come, and I will send you to Pharaoh, so that you may lead my people, the sons of Israel, out of Egypt. And he said to God, Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should lead the sons of Israel out of Egypt? And he said to him, I will be with you. And you will have this as a sign that I have sent you. When you will have led my people out of Egypt, you will offer worship to God upon this mountain.
The Lord is kind and merciful. The Lord is kind and merciful. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all my being. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. The Lord is kind and merciful. The Lord is kind and merciful. He pardons all your iniquities. He heals all your ills. He redeems your life from destruction. He crowns you with kindness and compassion. The Lord is kind and merciful. The Lord is kind and merciful. The Lord secures justice and the rights of all the oppressed. He has made known his ways to Moses and his deeds to the children of Israel. The Lord is kind and merciful. The Lord is kind and merciful. Ooh, the Lord is kind and merciful. The Lord is kind and merciful. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all my being. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. The Lord is kind and merciful. The Lord is kind and merciful. Oh, the Lord is kind and merciful.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. At that time, Jesus responded and said, I acknowledge you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because you have hidden these things from the wise and prudent and have revealed them to little children. Yes, Father, for this was pleasing before you. All things have been delivered to me by my Father, and no one knows the Son except the Father, nor does anyone know the Father except the Son, and those to whom the Son is willing to reveal him. Join us for today's reflection. You're 80 years old and tending sheep in the middle of nowhere. You used to be somebody important, but that was a lifetime ago. You made one catastrophic mistake that destroyed your career, your reputation, and your future. Now you're just trying to rebuild your life in obscurity. Then God shows up in a burning bush and tells you he's about to use you to change the world. This is Moses' story, and it reveals something profound about how God works. Jesus reveals the pattern in today's gospel when he prays, I praise you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because you have hidden these things from the wise and learned and revealed them to little children. God has a way of choosing people who don't fit the expected profile. He consistently picks those who have been overlooked, passed over, or written off. He sees potential where others see problems. He finds strength in what the world considers weakness. Moses spent decades in Pharaoh's palace getting the world's best education. He had access to power, wealth, and influence. He probably thought he was perfectly equipped to deliver his people from slavery. Then he killed an Egyptian, got rejected by his own people, and had to flee to the desert. For 40 years, he learned what it meant to start over. The palace-trained prince became a wilderness shepherd. Only then was he ready to meet God at the burning bush. Here's what's beautiful about this. God didn't wait for Moses to get his life back together. He didn't wait for Moses to prove himself worthy again. He met Moses in the middle of his mess and said, now you're ready. Ready for what? Ready to understand that real power comes from dependence on God, not independence from him. Ready to learn that authentic leadership grows from humility, not from credentials. Ready to discover that God's strength works best through human weakness. Jesus explains why this pattern exists. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son and those to whom the Son chooses to reveal him. Divine revelation isn't earned through intelligence or achievement. It's given to those who approach God with open hearts rather than closed minds. The wise and learned often think they already have God figured out. The little children know they still have everything to learn. This is why your struggles might be preparing you for your calling. Your setbacks might be setting you up for your breakthrough. Your failures might be teaching you what your successes never could. God doesn't call the perfect, he calls the willing. And often, willingness only comes after we've tried everything else and discovered it doesn't work. Moses had to lose his palace position before he could find his prophetic purpose. His impressive credentials had to be removed before his divine calling could be revealed. His self-sufficiency had to be shattered before God's sufficiency could be displayed. The burning bush encounter is God's way of saying, now that you know you need me, I can work through you. Now that you've learned dependence, I can give you responsibility. Now that you understand grace, I can use you to extend it. Moses asks the obvious question, who am I to go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? It's not false humility, it's honest assessment. He's a runaway with a criminal record living in exile. God's answer changes everything. I will be with you. Not you're more capable than you realize. Not you've earned this opportunity. Simply, I will be with you. That's the difference between human qualification and divine calling. Human systems require you to prove yourself first. God's system requires you to trust him first. Your current season might feel like wilderness, but it could be preparation. Your present struggles might feel like setbacks, but they could be setups. Your ongoing challenges might feel like disqualifications, but they could be the very things that qualify you for what's coming next. God specializes in unexpected choices. He takes broken people and makes them whole. He takes failed attempts and turns them into successful missions. He takes painful experiences and transforms them into powerful testimonies. Maybe you're in your burning bush moment right now. Maybe God is calling you to something that seems impossible based on your past. Maybe He's asking you to step into a future that your failures say you don't deserve. The question isn't whether you're qualified. The question is whether you're willing to let God qualify you as you go.